Hey everyone, this is Laura Gadenik with Laura Gadenik Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of February 6th through the 19th, 2023. Before I get started, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe if you find this content helpful. That would be helpful for me, for this channel to grow, and I'd love to hear your comments about how the astrology is impacting you in your life. Okay, so Monday the 6th, which is today, we have Mercury in Capricorn making a sextile to Neptune in Pisces. This is kind of a daydreamy kind of day. If you can go with the flow a little bit more, you might not be as apt to stick to a schedule or a routine. It's a very creative day for the mind, so good time for creative writing or getting lost in music or meditation or anything that is meditative for you. You might be feeling a little spacey today or dreamy. That's normal. And also, it's a good day for having easily connective conversations. Neptune is that planet of merging and communion and things meshing together. And Mercury being the planet of the mind and communications, you might find that it's easy to connect with others via talking or sharing other creative collaborations of the mind, like poetry or story writing, things like that. Tuesday the 7th, Venus in Pisces makes a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. This is a day to do something pleasurable that is outside of the norm for you. Go maybe see a movie that you wouldn't normally see, or maybe you wouldn't normally see a movie in general in the theaters, or go to a new restaurant that you've never been to, or whatever it is for you. Uranus is that planet about innovation, change, doing things differently, wanting to get out of the routine, out of the norm. And Venus is about pleasure and beauty and connection. So I would say to utilize the energy that way by doing something pleasurable, fun, and connective that is a bit more outside of the box. That could also go along with like fashion. Venus is about fashion, so standing out fashionably, or maybe wearing something that you wouldn't normally wear or that you might feel like is a bit too expressive for you. I think it's good time to try on that. And then Thursday and Friday, the 9th and 10th of February, the moon will be in Libra. I just want to point out those days because the moon is in Libra and Venus is a planet that rules Libra. Every planet in astrology rules a sign or two signs. And Venus right now is exalted in Pisces. Exalted meaning that she's given special privileges and a special position in the sign of Pisces. It's like she functions really, really well there. And so that just might be, those 2 days might just be really good for romance, for connection, for, getting deep with someone, especially because on Friday the 10th, Mercury will also be conjoining Pluto, Lord of the Underworld. So this gives those 2 days, especially Friday the 10th, a more intense edge. Mercury, once again, is a planet about the mind, conversations, communications, commerce, and Pluto is about everything beneath the surface. And that could be either rot or it could be gold, right? So this might be a moment of bringing something up that might be hard to say or intense to say. Pluto wants to reveal what's true. And so there might be some more intense conversations happening as well that have to do with relationships. And that's just because the moon is in Libra. I do think it won't be necessarily intense in a negative way. And just because moon is in Libra and Venus is in Pisces, it feels like it's going to be like result in peace and harmony. But there is a sense of going there with someone, having an intense connective conversation, getting to the bottom of something or the root or origin of something, possibly in a relationship, telling the truth, uncovering maybe something's been on your heart or on your mind. And this could have something to do with what came up for you around the end of December, specifically the 29th of December, but a couple days before, a couple days after. And that's because Mercury was like that's when Mercury stationed retrograde, and that was near where this conjunction with Pluto was happening. It's not exact, but so similar themes and topics might be arising again from that time frame. Okay, Saturday the 11th, Mercury heads into Aquarius. Mercury is the planet of the mind and communications. So we're still in the starkness of winter, and this is in the same part of the chart as the Sun and Saturn right now. So, Saturn is a planet about responsibility, discipline, hard work, can be a bit isolatory or feel more serious. And so there's kind of a continuation of this more serious outlook or mindset, or having to put your mind towards more bureaucratic concerns. Bureaucratic because Saturn is a planet that rules over bureaucracy and the systems and structures in not only our lives, but in society at large. And so this just might be kind of a couple weeks of more heavy mental tasks. And it might be related particularly to the part of your chart that contains Aquarius. So whatever house topics those are. So for instance, if this is your 5th house, it might be related to a more serious perspective on children or creative projects, like taking those things more seriously and having to work through some bureaucracy, or do kind of some boring tasks in that part of life. Boring, but need to be done tasks. Okay. Wednesday the 15th, Venus conjoins Neptune in Pisces. So this could either be highly creative, highly connective, or it could be this sense of dissolving. So, Venus, once again, a planet about relationships, love, pleasure, and beauty. And Neptune is a planet about our dreams, our ideals, our desires, that which we glamorize or see through rose-colored glasses. And so this might be a time where you are seeing someone through rose-colored glasses. You're seeing all their wonderful, beautiful qualities, and it could be a sense of like falling in love, or just feeling a lot of love for someone. So it's it can be a very romantic time and a very connective time, but it can also be, sometimes Neptune can be a planet about disillusionment. So if it's what we have been idealizing or not seeing as clearly, sometimes when planets come to aspect with Neptune, it can be this sense of the dissolving of the dream or the vision or the person that you've put on a pedestal. And so there might be a sense of the dissolving of a relationship, or disillusionment in love. I would say generally it's a time to get away if you can, escape from reality in something very fun and pleasurable. And you're not going to want to do much work on this day, which you're going to have to find, and most people will have to find a balance with this because it's happening in the middle of the week, right? Wednesday, the 15th is usually a work day for most people. And then on Thursday, the 16th, the Sun makes a conjunction with Saturn. So this is kind of like stark reality, or like a reality check. So there's kind of two things happening around the middle of next week. So the 15th and 16th, right? There's this Venus in Pisces conjunct Neptune, wanting to get away from it all, have a romantic getaway, be creative, get lost in something kind of magical and otherworldly. But then at the same time, Sun conjunct Saturn. Saturn is about responsibilities, duties, what you have to do, hard work. So at the same time, there's kind of this emphasis on the 16th of something hard that's required of you. You have to maybe do some hard work, or have a lot of focus or discipline. So this could be connected, or Aquarius and Pisces are two separate houses in your birth chart. So this could also be applying to different areas of life. So that happens all the time. So trying to think if I can think of an example. Nothing's coming to mind right now, but just know that it's normal to, you might have some hard work that you have to do but want to kind of escape. And I would say create time for the escape, like schedule it so that you can, because otherwise you might just end up missing something. That's very Neptunian. Okay, Friday the 17th, Mercury makes a sextile to Jupiter. This feels kind of like an uplift from that Sun conjunction to Saturn the day before. Mercury, planet of the mind. Jupiter is a planet about faith, abundance, opportunity, mercy, goodwill. And so this feels like maybe an uplifting or helpful conversation that you have with someone, receiving some good news, having a more optimistic or positive outlook in general on this day, maybe having some new ideas or enthusiasm about something. So that's on the 17th, pretty quick aspect. Saturday the 18th, the sun heads into Pisces, so we're starting a new season. This will be the beginning of the end of winter. Yay! Happy birthday to all the Pisces out there once the sun enters Pisces. So we're heading into the last sign of winter soon on the 18th, which I'm personally very excited about. And then on Sunday the 19th, Venus in Pisces makes a sextile to Pluto. And I just also want to say, when I talk about squares and sextiles and oppositions or conjunctions, this is astrological jargon, and they're called aspects, and they speak to how planets relate to one another. And they're not really that important for you to know unless you're really interested in learning astrology. I've been meaning to make a video on aspects, which I will eventually, but I'm just saying them to kind of make clear that there's a relationship happening on this day, but just listen to what I'm saying that it means. And that's the part that's going to be most helpful. So Venus sextile Pluto. Sextile is a positive aspect, brings ease, it's helpful. Venus, connection, beauty, romance, pleasure. Pluto, getting to the bottom of something, deep, intense. So this might be easily uncovering something in a relationship, or getting deep with someone, going deep, getting more connective and kind of having more serious conversations or connections or connective experiences that are perhaps like erotic or sensual or sexual. It's a really nice day, honestly, for some deep connective intimacy that might involve sex or sensuality or eroticism. So I think it'll be really nice, really nice day. And if you're not someone who is in a relationship or has someone to go deep with necessarily, it could also be a friend, right? It could be just going deep with a friend. Or Venus is also a planet about our values and what we hold dear and close to us. So this might be a really great day to examine your values. Are you living up to your values? What are your values? How can you take action to live more in alignment with what you most deeply, deeply value? So that is the astrology for the next couple weeks. I hope this was helpful. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'm open for consultations as well, so please let me know. And otherwise, I will be back in a couple weeks for the next astrological update. Bye.